Okay, so we're creating our app icon. I'm going to show you how you can start on that. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can get to where you see what I'm seeing right now, to the point where I'm at to ready to start creating my artwork. What I have set up right now is what I need in order to basically do that. I have my sketch, which you can see right here. If I cut that layer off, if I cut this off, you can see I have this sort of template for a nice app shape as far as that rounded square, which is on the bottom layer. So if I cut that off, it's gone. And then if what I've done is I've imported a template, which you're going to have access to have the same shape. Then you're going to have to import your sketch and have it there as well. Now, both these are created into or made into a template. If I double click on this, you can see how it's checked as a template. If I double click on this one, it's checked as a template. Okay. Now, this layer actually, if I, never mind. If I have it selected, I say if I cut that lock off, and I select that layer, you'll notice the opacity is only 70%. If I bring it back to 100%, I can't see my square that was underneath anymore. So I have to bring, since this layer is on top of the square, I'll bring this opacity down so that I can see that square underneath with a nice edge, because my sketch, the edge on it isn't that great. Okay, I sketched it, but I did the best I could. So, all right, so you can see if I click this on, even though this is underneath the sketch, I click it on and off, you can still see it coming through. Okay, so everything's sort of transparent, in other words. Okay, and so this layer on top is where you're going to actually create your artwork on top of everything. Okay, just like when you did those worksheets, to where you could basically trace and make your shapes and make them more refined on top of this. Okay, so this is how you'll start with having something underneath to work off of. Okay, by using the pen tool and also the text tool. You can see in my design. Excuse me, I do have text. We haven't shown you how to use the text tool yet, but it's pretty intuitive, such as when we use the text tool in Photoshop. Okay, so let me show you how I did all this. Okay, so first off, you're going to need to download this. Okay, I'm going to have it linked within the lesson, and you're going to download it. Okay, and you'll come over to Illustrator, and you can come over to File and Open, or you can go to your downloads. When you see here, I have it. I can open that. Yes. Actually, that's a little confusing. Let me close these things because it's making things confusing here. Just go ahead and close this one, and I'll just start over. Start fresh. Okay, so let me go to Open. Click on that, click Open, and this is what you'll see. Okay, it's a little strange right now because it doesn't have a white edge around it. If I take this, I have the selection tool selected, I click on it, I come out here, hold the Shift key, and shrink this down. You can kind of see this is my artboard. Okay, it's a square right now, and my image is a square. If I put it within there now, you'll see I have a little white border around it, but the image itself is cropped all the way to the edge. Okay, so that's why that looks the way it does. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a template. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that layer, and I'm going to say it's the icon template. I can rename that layer, make it a template, click on OK. Now I'm going to go open my artwork. I'm going to go to open, find my artwork, my sketch, my app design, open that. Now it looks humongous. Now notice it's on a new tab. It's on a different tab. This is my app icon tab. This is my app design tab. So I'm going to back out on this, shrink it down some, hold the shift key so it doesn't make it weird shaped and not square, and reduce the size. Okay, now I'm going to copy it, Command C on my keyboard. Okay, it's selected and I hit Command C to copy. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create a new layer and Command V to copy it, to paste it. Okay. Now I'm still going to need to do some resizing. And notice I can't see my icon template coming through it because of the opacity of this. This is where I can drop opacity. Remember my one I showed you, I dropped it down to 70%. So now you can kind of see that line coming through it. So now I can see how to resize and fit this within that area. I'll keep doing this until I get it somewhat within the area that it fits. Okay, so I'm using the icon template underneath to help me line up my artwork on top. Okay, I can actually use my arrow keys too if you just sort of want to nudge things a little bit, without having to click on the shape and then try to move it that way. Okay, so use the arrow keys for like little fine movements. All right, so once I have that, again, I'm going to make this into a template. So I'm going to double click on that, go to template, and click OK. So you see how it got even dimmer, okay? And that's just the nature of a template. So I can't click on this anymore. Notice I got a little circle with a diagonal to it, so for none, where I can't do anything to it because it is locked. And this is an I, which means it's a template. If I click off on that, it's kind of like acts as the I, and cuts it on and off. Okay, so now I need a layer to which to create my artwork on. That's where I'll create a new layer on top, and this is where I can start making my shapes, okay, within my artwork. So that's how you start.